What's up, YouTube? You know, I just get on here and I just don't even. I'm not even prepared. Never prepared. Let me make this a little bigger. Let me open up the internet here. Let me see what I got. See what I get. Yeah, because I'm just I don't know. Bear with me. Give me a second. I don't wanna. I'm not creating anything. It's already created. It's already opened. It's here. What is going on? Bear with me. Give me a second. Let me share. I think Kyle's probably live, actually. This is probably a contradicting time, but this is the time that I have. So we're going to make it work. What do I want to do here? Go live. I am live. Thank you. What's up, Brett? What are you asking here? Where are we heading? Weave 4 row, sweep to low at some point. So let's look at how different Cardano and Bitcoin look. Kind of, right? I think they're kind of telling the same story, but kind of. So we haven't taken a high or low yet, right? Remember on the Bitcoin, let's go back to the 4 hour here, right? We either take, let's open the 1 hour. Maybe it'll be cleaner. Yeah, right? So even on the 1 hour, we did not take this high. We SFP'd it. So next high we got to break above is 72,740. And then obviously the low, 60,000. Call 60K even. We're internal, right? Open up the 4 hour. It's the same shit. Bitcoin hasn't done anything. So that's why I did put Cardano in today's title, because, it's just looking better. It's just looking better. I don't know. Bitcoin, we'll get back to it because it'll make more sense. But daily on Cardano, right? Money flow is still in the red. Yes, we do have some bullish divergence, but I'm not convinced we're done yet with the downside movement. I'm just not convinced. We may be. Don't get me wrong. I'm just not convinced. We have bearish divergence right in our face. So even if this bullish divergence decides to play out, we still got red money flow. We still got red money flow. We still got red money flow on these higher time frames. So even the hourly, right? It's green. This is a pump zone. I'm expecting, even if we get up into here for a continuation down. But right now, I'm looking in this zone, and I'll show you why in a second. But you open up the 4 hour, and we have a nice SFP on Cardano. Right? We have a nice SFP. We have a 15-minute or a 12-minute, whichever one looks better. I don't remember. 24 to 30. Yeah, 15-minute. Change of character. We broke down. Okay, we haven't retested this supply yet. We haven't tested it, right? Let's do it. Let's come up. Break back down. Nice little long. Into our short. Right? Because we had an aggressive move up, and it looked great. And I'm not saying we're not going up, but it would make sense to kind of come down just a little bit lower, right? Big moves up mean big moves down. Not always, but this is what I'm looking at. If we can get this even lower, right? Let's not pretend that this holds. I'm going to pull this differently now. That we have this liquidity down here, right? It wouldn't make total not sense. It would make sense. You just got to come grab this liquidity, 786 somewhere down. If not, take the low and continue. So with 4 hour SFP, right? Let me zoom in a little bit for you. It's because it's easier to see from on my end than it is yours. I got to be better about that. Right? Yes, bullish divergence, nice curvature, but we have an SFP. Within the SFP, we have a 15-minute change of character. I would love to kind of come up, reject, come down, and then make a good decision here. I would love that. Now, that's picture perfect. I don't know if we're going to get that. But that would be, in my opinion, wonderful. And it would make a lot of sense, right? Because we also have lower time frame bullish divergence, but money flow is still coming out. So like I said, I mean, even if we can come up and just grab this guy here, SFP this, and then roll. I don't know. There's options, right? We have options. So, but keeping that SFP in mind, hopping over to Biddy, we haven't done anything. We really haven't. No, I mean, I'm trying to find the right time frame here. Yeah, this will work for now. Let me get rid of this. Where we are makes sense to bounce. All right, let's zoom out a little bit. This is a demand zone, right? Whether it's internal or an external, depending on the time frame, it is. There's an order block there. There's demand. It doesn't matter. There's a reason to bounce where we are. If we do bounce, like I've said it before, guys, like I'm looking up here somewhere, right? There's different levels for different reasons to come up and then continue down. But we got to take out this high, like I said, at 72. So with that being said, Cardano's got an SFP. Cardano's been leading the pack. It has been. It's been, for me, it's been clearer than Bitcoin. It just has. Why? I don't know. But it's been beautiful. 1 hour has too many shifts. 2 hours, too many shifts. 3 hour. I can work with that. I'll draw it myself. Let me just draw it myself. So we'll use the 4 hour. And we'll assume, I don't know, my candle rules are met. Because it is on a lower time frame. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Do this and do this. Okay. So internally we broke bearish, then we broke bullish. What could we be looking for? Come down for a long to come back up towards the 786 into this supply, right? That would be sweet. We have a nice little 4 hour order block of imbalance down here. That'd be cool, right? We get down here, you got to look for a long. Got to look for it, right? Things have to add up, but you got to look for it. Because where are we? $786 rejection, couldn't close above it. We rotate down. Does this even have a lower time frame change? I don't even know. It should, but yeah, it does. I don't know how it's been playing lately. I'm going to keep, there's bearish order block there, so just keep that in mind. Let me get rid of you. Okay, interesting. So we have, right, broke above. We did not come back to this. This is internal demand, I understand, but it's still there. We have a 15-minute order block right here. I mean, probably depending on the exchange, it's mitigated. I'm not going to count this as mitigated. The 12, the 10, the 6, maybe 5, and then we got a 5 that's unmitigated, definitely within. So this whole zone makes sense. It does. And then, not for nothing, this entire candle here, this white one here, I'm going to say this is unmitigated. So this could be a juicy short. What's up, Jet? That could be a juicy short. 1 hour SFP yesterday. Today's Thursday. Where? This? One hour SFP. Let me just circle it. But we don't have a change of character on it, I guarantee it. Right? That's where these SFPs get a little crazy, guys, right? You got to wait for some structural confirmation to go, unless you have other things telling you it's going to go without it. And right now, this is telling me that's not the case. Look at this. Green, choppy, 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 green, 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 green. That's just the 5 minute. What's the 15 looking like? Coming down. I mean, then, oh yeah, we're heading down. But this overall curvature tells me that even if we do break down, you know, we're likely to land on our feet somewhere, you know, until we close below this on the oscillator as well. Oh, this guy? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but like the thing about this SFP, this is the target, right? This low is the target, 68.6. So when you say SFP, I'm thinking full rotation on a higher time frame. But yes, it is an SFP. It is. Not in the hour, right? Structurally speaking, not in the hourly. But on a lower time frame, yes. So on the hourly, there's no SFP here. Because in order for it to be an SFP, we got to take a high, and we haven't done that yet, right? Now, if we took this high, I would argue with you, and then this high. Did we? We didn't even take this, did we? No, we didn't take that. At least wait, I'm on the Bitcoin index. Man, dumb. Let me see something. Okay, buyback works too. We're gonna stick on buyback. I don't know why that was on the index. Boom, boom. We're just gonna start fresh here. Yeah, so no, I wouldn't say on the hourly this was an SFP. On Bitcoin at least, right? Structurally speaking, you'd go on the 4 hour, the 6 hour, whatever it may be. It's probably going to be a couple. Yeah, you know, Cardano's got one. Not Biddy. At that location. You know, and if you're seeing something I'm not, man, feel free to send it over. If you even want to send it over in the Discord, just let me know in here, and I'll pull it up and I'll draw what you're looking at. Maybe I'm missing something. Which is possible. Man, that coffee got cold, so now I'm just going to have a slice over. Dude, mini fridge next to the setup is it. Hold on. My chat. What you mean my chat? Which one? Like in the YouTube? Yeah, guys, we got to take a higher low, right? That was it. Like for the hourly, it's this SFP here. That was on Sunday. Monday? Nah, yeah, Sunday. Right? We got to take the high or the low. This is our range. So until we take these, we're sitting here. I know I'm at 6 hour now. This is the 1 hour. You know, if we come down, we can SFP this. I'm sure in some time frame, right? This could be an SFP. You know, if we SFP this guy, I mean, you could argue it, but structurally speaking, you're making up a target if we do that, right? So like on the 15, yeah, this is a perfect, this is a nice, you know, double top SFP with a break. And then, you know, what can you target on this? Obviously, TP1 is this guy. And then, you know, you're looking down to the demand. And then you can optimistically target the low as well. That's absolutely. But you got to take profits because there's no reason why you've got to go down. No. On the hourly, no. Not to me. Send me a screenshot in the Discord, Brett. You can DM me or you can put it in my chat, and then I'll look at it. Like I said, maybe I could be missing something. Entirely possible. Yeah, Cardano's breaking out. I want Cardano up here. This is what I want. You know, we have some stuff, so. This would be cool, right? I mean, the problem, I'm a little hesitant because we do have this bullish curvature going on, right, on the hourly. Even though these higher time frames are still red, we still have this bullish curvature. I just don't know if it's ready to take off yet. It's not screaming, you know, we're going to be ripping right now. And it may, okay, I got you. You know, it could play out and then the oscillator play out. But in order for me to take something, I need basically, I need this to be bought up to come down into here to give me my confirmation. Otherwise, it's not a move for me. And this whole move I missed really irks me because I was ready for it. I forget the time frame. 30-minute, I thought. Doesn't matter. The 30-minute works. I was waiting for this. Right? And I was waiting for this guy to be tapped because of where it is. Right? And I would have been very, very happy, and I was looking up, right? I mean, right? I would have absolutely 110%, just the way it was looking, I wanted this high to be taken. Right, just the internal high. Because if you go out to the 4 hour, excuse me, we're internal, right? Boom, 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 boom. We got to take this high before we can take this high. I know it's a little baby difference, but because it's a baby difference, why not just give me my target, right? We have a 4 hour order block there. I was doing body candle close at a 4 hour order block. It's a 13-1. Thank you very much. I did not get the trade. It didn't happen. It didn't come down. But you look, we had this bullish divergence on the 4, right? Look at the 1. Now keep in mind that we're looking here. Okay, let me do this. And anywhere, right? After this break, it's over here somewhere. So plus or minus, right? Bullish divergence, money flow is coming back up, right? That's on the hourly. 30-minute, bullish divergence, money flow is coming back up. We had the change of character, right? Anywhere in here, we're looking for this bounce. In a perfect world, yeah, maybe we'd get, even like where we are, we would get like a bounce. But we had this false one here, so now I'm not going to trust the 2-minute. So you want to go by the 3-minute, that's fine. But look at where the break is. It's way up here. We never came back. So I didn't have anything. Oh, I'm sorry, I was on the wrong one. Right here, right? It's another false one. So now you got to go up to the 4. Yeah, see the 4 works, right? Boom, it goes and it doesn't come back. It doesn't come back. I was not looking at this one because I was not at the charts at the time. Right, you're looking at this. It never came back. I did have a limit here, except I kept it really tight because I was sleeping. I had a limit here, covering the low because I was sleeping. And it just never did, right? This happened at midnight, yeah. So I'm not in nothing. Look how choppy this shit is. It is going, structuring downward, but I don't know, like there's unmitigated supply up here, so I really want it to come back up before it continues down. And if it doesn't, say we do come down lower and I get a long confirmation. Hold on. My iPhone's trying to talk to me here. Say we do come down and it just keeps coming down and we get a long confirmation here. Like, yeah, I'm going to look to long it up into the zone and I'm going to look for the short here for them potentially along there. We'll see how it looks. But it just looks cleaner than Bitcoin. I don't know. I don't know. Right? However, I mean, the 4 hour, if you're looking at this, I mean, the problem is this works. Let me look at the 5 and the 6. No, you're good, man. I'll get to it in a second. Thank you for that. Yeah, so the 5, 6, yeah, so the 8 works, right? It's not going to drop, but I don't care. I'll draw myself. We don't take this high. We're not coming up any higher. Boom, we rotate down. We have an order block here, it looks like, but anticipation of taking at least this particular low, right? If that's an order block, you look at a TP some there, but you target the low, optimistically maybe hold a little bit for the low, but We're not going to know until it plays out. Yeah, but what is it SFPing, Brett? What exactly do you think that SFP is an SFP of? On the 1 hour, that is. Yeah, it's definitely a good wick. So we're looking at the right thing. I just didn't know what I was hoping you would draw like what you thought it was, what it swung failed. Because on the 1 hour, it's not it didn't SFP anything. It's a good wick, right? But on the 1 hour, it didn't SFP anything. It didn't swing fail any structural points. You know, in order for it to, let's go up. We'll find one. This is an SFP, right? Structurally. Come up, we swung failed it. Now we rotate. The idea is we rotate at least up to this point here. And that's exactly what we rejected. You could have gotten all along here, targeting this guy, ultimately targeting the high. But we didn't take a structural point like this. This would be an SFP. This is an SFP. But this candle kind of screws up the chart. So this is an SFP. But just because we had a swing fail doesn't mean we fully rotate, right? I don't know if we're going to have a lower time frame change of character. And even if we do, it looks like there's unmitigated supply here. And this SFP came up into here to rotate right back down. In order for an SFP to be an SFP, oh, right here. Jesus, right in my face. Right? This is a swing fail because this is a structural high. We come down, we come high. No, we didn't rotate right back down to the low, but we had bullish divergence, money flows coming in. Like there's reasons to think that maybe we won't rotate. But if we do, you're in the trade. If not, you know, you take some profit. But you need to have a structural point, not a legacy. I don't know what legacy means. There's external, there's internal structure. I know Kyle uses different words than me. I don't know why. I don't know what the hell they mean though. Like this, right? Like this is a good wick. There's no swing fail here. There's nothing that didn't, you know, in order for it to swing fail on the 4 hour here, this would have to come up and have this wick like this, you know, wick above, body candle close below. And that's a fact. That's not even a difference of opinions. That's just how it is. Yeah, like this is an SFP here, and then it's a staircase double top, right? So we have an SFP here. We do have two black candles, so you have a low, an SFP, and the SFP. Where's my strike? There it is. You know, bearish divergence, bearish curvature. You drop down, you're going to have it even more. Then you can get in, right? The nice thing about this one is the theory of this SFP. The target is this guy, smoked, right? And then this SFP, the idea is that it goes after the low that created the high. Now, with that being said, that would make it, get out of there. This whole thing, idea is that we take this low, and we eventually do. Just not right away, right? So you just need to be careful and try and figure out the overall objective of the order flow. No, I want that actually. Yeah, like we do take the low eventually, but there's more liquidity above to grab. So SFP, whatever, maybe on a higher time frame, it's not an SFP, I don't know. We come down, and ideally this is the low that created this high, whether it's internal or not. He calls them legacy SFPs. I don't even know what that means, man. I don't even know what that means. As you can tell, I just do my own thing. I wonder if, I mean, I've never heard that. Is that like a made up term? Legacy? I mean, to me, legacy support, if you want to use it, you know, yeah, you can use it on like these higher, like this, oh, this is a legacy trend line or whatever. This is a legacy high and, you know, support, resistance. Okay, I get that. But if using legacy as just like, oh, it's legacy, it's legacy, it only makes sense. I mean, you got to use a time frame, right? Because otherwise, what's your target? You know, if you're one hour legacy, maybe he's trying to explain that that's the external structure. I don't know why he wouldn't use that term. Interesting. I'll ask him about it. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, that's it. I want to come up. And if not, come down. I'm looking for a long here. And then, you know, this is not exactly it. But, you know, so if something like this. Yeah, I wouldn't pull it from there. I don't think. I'd probably pull it all the way from the low in these higher time frames. Interesting. I got you. I mean, if you're so just to be clear, you know, SFPing this top, it's not really an SFP. It's just a liquidity grab. It could be in the form of a swing failure of that liquidity high, but structurally speaking, you know, this, if you wick this high, that's an SFP. So, I mean, even if, let's say, like this, right? If we come up and on the hourly time frame and we SFP this guy, right? That is an SFP. It's not an older. That's not an older high. This is the hourly high. That's interesting. No, dude, I appreciate that. Thank you for summing that up for me because I like, does that affect your trading? Do you think like maybe you've been looking at them wrong, or has it been working out well for you, or have you been having some trouble with it trade wise? Because and you're like, why isn't this working, or is it working great? Yeah, there's options here, guys. 15, yeah, like I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna come up or come down first. Things are looking low. Yeah. Things are looking low. I'm getting hungry. Nah, if it's been working, man, fuck it. Wrong with it. Right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it works for you, it works for you. Um, yeah, come on, come back up, dude. What time is it? It's 11 o'clock. There's divergence. Money flows coming out. That's what I need. That's what I want. Give me 1 second. Let me just give me 1 second. Standing up. All right, sorry about that. I put a bagel in the toaster. I didn't want it to be too loud. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to do yet, guys. I do know that either we are taking this low or this high, and if we take this high, we continue down. This is a bounce zone. If we take this low, we could continue down to continue up to continue down, or to continue up. That's all I know. It's funny. Like people, I was watching a YouTube yesterday, and this one guy sounded like a complete moron. I couldn't. I'm sorry. He was guaranteeing too much stuff. Like as a trader, only thing I know is that like on the 4-hour time frame, this is a potential rejection zone, and we're not getting there until we take this high. Right? And I do know that the next moves are we take this high or this low for 4-hour external structure. Internally, we're looking here or here. That's all I got you. That's all I got. I don't know anything else until it plays. I couldn't tell you. Yeah, okay, bro. I got you. Yep. Cool. Yeah, this Bitcoin. Look at gold, huh? I was looking at this the other day. We were just talking to my wife about it. She's like, everyone at work's talking about like all the metals. Yeah, I like pulled it up. I was like, ooh, look at this. I don't know. Like, when's the last time we had parabolic movement like this with no pullback? 2001. Okay, so we don't have to have a pullback. You know, we can have a little bit and then a continuation. Little bit continuation. That's crazy. What is this? This is the 1980s. This is 2000. Right? Let's see something here. You know, and anybody who's trading crypto, watching my stuff, like, I really do think that, like, this is where the formations play. I really do, right? Not really like this in crypto. It doesn't work. I am in logarithmic mode, so don't get all upset. Let's just do this. My bagel pop. You know, you can't really do this with crypto. You can, but you can't, if that makes sense. Right? We front-ran it a little bit, but that's okay. And that's even a bold, let's see something. Maybe you can argue this, right? But we blow right through that. I don't know. To me, I look at this flag and I say plus or minus. Right? This guy, I like to pull it from the low before we break. And we do, right? The low before we break, because it just tends to play more. That's back up. But that's just a lot. Any hoosers. My bagel's burning. Oh boy. I'm coming. I'm back. Sorry. Sorry. We hungry. You know what I mean? Yeah, she should. But that's how it works, right? Damned if you do, damned if you don't. At least that's how I see everything. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. What are the odds, right? What are the odds of you being on the good end of things? That's crazy, though. What are you doing? Figure it out? Yeah, I mean, on this particular time frame, we get above, so on the 12, if we get above 29.56, I'm looking for this, and then here I'll look for the short. But it doesn't look necessarily like it's ready to do that. Look at this piece of bacon. Oh, I love my wife. Yeah, I post it. I try and post it. Because otherwise, yeah, exactly. Too late. And I'm cold. It's cold in here right now. It's 40 degrees outside. What the hell is it cold out in here for? I'm going to turn off my picture here because I am going to stuff my face for a second. I know how much y'all like watching me do that, but that's really all I got. How about this? I'm gonna take my face off, but any questions you guys got, let me know. I'll answer them. I'll give you guys like 2 minutes or so. Besides that, I'm pretty good. No reason for me to stick around and wait. You know, I'm looking up here, short. Looking here, long. Those are my next moves. But let me know. Let me know. Thanks, Brock. That's actually kind of cool. Wish I saw that before. Yeah, that'd have been a nice short. All right, that's it, guys. That's all I got. Appreciate you stopping by, checking in. Do me a favor. Throw a thumbs up on this, guys. Throw a comment. Let me know you guys like these videos, if they're any type of beneficial, because I'm starting to lose steam. I need a little steam here. So, either way, appreciate you guys. Happy trading. We'll catch you guys next time.